The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
No! I'm going down to Alphabet Street. I'm gonna crown.
Hello, everybody. It is, oh my God, already the end of February and the second show with the F word. I'm Catwoman. I'm Catwoman. Growl.
Here's the Wolf Keeper,
Oh,
all the way from Chicago. Ow!
man.
Catwoman, how you feeling?
You know, I'm still feeling a little tired. I'm not
I
gonna.
wonder why. Why are you tired, Catwoman?
Well, you know, I can't be a night owl and a morning glory too, I guess, because I was all of the above. Who needs
All
sleep?
the above and
I
then
need
some.
sleep. Oh my God.
So if, for those that don't know, Catwoman was in Chicago.
Chicago. Remember this, folks. Yes, I
Well,
was.
Chicago,
Oh my
in
God.
Chicago.
Off
And you
the chains.
had a blast.
I had a blast with you and everybody in your team.
What was your most favorite time?
You know what my most favorite time was? I'm not even gonna lie. When you were on stage with the vet, with the dog, I've never been more proud to know somebody, because everything you talked to, everything that you said hit home for every single person in that room. Because I tell you what, when you talked about, I felt myself.
Wait.
We'll get to it. I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to give it away. But I felt myself in that room with you. And I'll let you tell that story. I want you to tell the story. But let's tell everybody why I was there.
Well, we have so much. Let's just tell them what's happening. We're talking about veterans and what happened this weekend. That we were hanging out with Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North.
Yes.
Oliver North. Ollie North, right? That happened. We're going to talk about Oliver North. We're going to talk about Rick Raw on tonight.
Yes. Bonito money. Mo. She's supposed to be on with him too.
We're going to have the rumors.
I can't hear you. I'm losing you. Where are you at? You need to stand still or something. So everybody, he's on the phone. He's not in the studio with me, unfortunately. But we got him here anyway. Got the Wolf Keeper howling. But yes, so we're going to have... So I want to review the F word for last week, which was freedom and fundraising. And, man, it was what an event. And, and I want to thank you again for including me. And it did. I get emotional. Every time I talk to people about what you're doing, what we want to accomplish, and what we saw on Saturday, man, I do. I get all choked up. You saw it. I do. It is something very near and dear to my heart. Oh my gosh. Just the people that were involved. Ryan. Wow. There's a lot of people doing a lot of good for the people that have done the ultimate for us. So, will you refresh everybody? Tell them why this was something that called to you.
Well, let's break it down for them. What happened? There was a gala here in Chicago called Lone Survivor, the Lone Survivor Foundation. What they do, they have a ranch down in Houston, and they sponsor U.S. veterans to go down there and to have horse therapy. They're using horses as a form of therapy. Just super phenomenal. My friend out in California, Susan Lamborghini, she does horse training as a form of therapy and is fabulous. So a lot of money was raised, which is fabulous, to send deserving vets down there for the horse training, which was super duper fabulous. And the keynote speaker was Oliver North,
Mm-hmm.
and yours truly. It was
Yes.
It was mind blowing because I remember Oliver North from the Iran Contra scandal. Like that's like my fetish. You know, like Oliver North. And Freeway, Rick Ross. Are like, if you all know history, how they're connected. You need to go do some research right now. But the fact to be on the stage with Oliver North was just mind blowing. It was motivational. He was super duper cool. I got to ask him some questions about Ronald Reagan. We talked one-on-one for like 10-15 minutes.
Is that so awesome? What did he say about Ronald Reagan? I want to hear, because I was over talking to somebody else.
Well, I'm a secret Reagan fan. I like Ronald Reagan has such a phenomenal story, and I'm just like, hey, how was he just as a person? He said, you know what, he loved the country, and he was a great man, one of the greatest people that I know.
Wow.
And people give Ronald Reagan a lot of flack for a lot of different things, but he did a lot for the country. But you won't know that unless you do some research, like from the time. From birth to ending. But anyway, that has to do with Oliver North, because basically Oliver North was Ronald Reagan's right-hand man, and here we are at this gala raising money for veterans, and it was mind-blowing. It was totally life-changing, to say the least.
Yeah, and he really was. He was very entertaining. I was really surprised at his height. He seemed larger than life to me always, and he's not that tall. I expected him to be like 6'5".
Because you want everyone to be tall like you. That's
yeah, that's probably
we're
it.
we're the Catwoman. Oliver North and I are the same height, so I'm kind of offended by that comment.
No, you're not. You're not either. No, I expected him to be way taller.
Anyone under 6'2", you think is short.
No,
cool.
only
I want to address that right now.
Hey, when I have my heels on, yeah, I'm 6'2". But
just because you're hanging out with NBA players, that doesn't mean that you can look down to people.
I don't look down. You know what I did when I took my picture with him? I took my shoe off so I could be the same height.
Wait, because how tall are you?
Well, I'm 5'9", so I'm not tall. It's just my shoes are.
You had on 8-inch heels though, so that was.
Yeah.
That was too much.
Yeah, it was too much, and my feet hurt really bad. So most of the time I had my shoes off. So it was new shoes, big mistake. But yes, what an awesome opportunity!
It was an amazing opportunity, and I wanted to say thank you for your service, because you're a veteran ex-wife. I was going to say wife, but ex-wife.
I keep pointing that out to people. Yes.
And you are the mother of 2 veterans. So you are surrounded around veterans, and I'm surrounded around veterans because both my grandfathers, my father, everyone was in the military, and that's growing up in a military household is serious business. It's
it really is.
Serious. There's a certain way you had. Did you get you have to hold your shorts and socks a certain way?
No, I was kind of a little rebellious brat. And so my dad was a command sergeant major and my mom a first sergeant, and I was a snot. And so I didn't fold my clothes a certain way. Yeah, they tried, but I just was a little brat. There's no way I would have made it in the service at all.
No, you would have got kicked out like the first hour.
Oh, I would have been like, you know what, my dad outranks you, and he can't tell me what to do, so whatever. That would have been me. But
right.
it's all good.
I went.
What about you? Did you ever think of joining?
You know what? Like I was saying last week on the show, I filled out a form, I think by accident, and there was like Army, Navy, all kind of recruiters around me like all the time. But my girlfriend at the time, Alicia Jennings, rest in peace, she, after graduation, I went to Minnesota, she went to the Air Force, so I had a long distance relationship with her, and she was down in Texas, and so I traveled that journey with her, until we broke up. And I'm sad to say that she took her own life maybe 5 years ago. So that's why what we're talking about is the gala was about helping people like my ex-girlfriend and my father and my grandfather and your ex-husband and your son,
right,
to battle PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, MTS, military sexual trauma, and TBI, traumatic brain injury.
Right. That
our men and women, they fight so hard to protect our country, because last week's word was freedom. And freedom is not free at all. Freedom comes with the highest of costs, and we live in this great country because we have the biggest military. So we get to run stuff, but the men and women that make sure that we have this freedom and nonchalantly have fun over here on the phone and be watching movies and things of that nature is due to the fact that these men and women and the families sacrifice so much to be in that situation. They sacrifice so much.
They do.
To raise money to help these veterans with a different form of therapy other than drugs, Kat. That breaks my heart. I hate to know that the soldiers, these men and women that fought so hard to come back, and then they're on like these super crazy Adderalls and crazy downers and uppers and to deal with what they saw. And I'm saying, Kat, damn.
I know.
DAM. You know what that stands for? That's my new acronym.
Tell me.
Dogs are medicine.
Thank you. I love it. They are.
Damn.
I love that. That, you know,
dogs are medicine.
the medicine part of it, because so my ex-husband, he was taking so many medications and then he started drinking. And I mean, that's like some of the worst combinations you could have. And in hearing, you know, that couple that got up and talked, that, you know, she got help for her husband. And as a result, she didn't realize she was going to be getting help for herself. And hearing her talk, I was absolutely on every word that she said agreeing, because it was like everything I went through. And if we would have had something like that when my ex-husband came back, maybe things would be different. And I love their success story. They're starting their own non-profit, and they're going to be doing their own TV show on Roku, and they're going to be taking vets duck hunting, which I think is really awesome. So, I mean, anything. Wow. And you know what? What do you need when you go duck hunting?
Like wolf?
Or a dog. But probably wolf keeper or wolf keeper.
Wolf?
Right.
Like, what do you need when you go duck hunting? Where'd that come from? What do you need when you go duck hunting? I don't...
No, it's rabbit season. No, it's duck season.
Duck hunting clothing. So,
oh, that was, yeah. There you go. You and orange.
You looked amazing, Cat woman.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. That's so sweet of you.
You put it all together.
I tried. I was a tired girl for some reason, but you looked amazing. Oh my gosh, you were up there, and I want you to tell everybody. Okay, what did you donate, and what was the result? Because the other F word was fundraising, and let's talk about that, because, like I said, that was a moment that I wasn't giving it away, but I was so proud to know you. What did you do? Please tell, because everybody needs to hear this.
The fundraising was amazing because we donated 2 doggy boot camp programs for them to raise money for, and the bidding started at $2,000. And it tapped out at $20,000.
Exactly. Oh, 20,000 in less than 5 minutes, people.
We raised 20,000 in 5 minutes. And to God be the glory. It was just really, you know, I got up there and spoke from my heart. I shared some real things that happened growing up. And what makes me the wolf keeper is that this all started back as a child. My dad coming home from Vietnam and just seeing how he just could not assimilate back into this world, and how that got taken out on my mother and taken out on me and taken out on our family, and it broke it up. But during all that turmoil, how the dogs were the things that kept me calm. Holding my dog, embracing my dog, during all those tough times. And later reflect like, who would think that I would have a job?
Wow.
Training dogs for people, to train these dogs to do what I know they're capable of doing, and that's transform people to make them better and to heal them. And it's just such a beautiful thing. So just talking from the heart at people. And you know what, Kat, was really cool? Like 5 people came up to me afterwards and said, hey, we want to help. We want to donate. We want to help. How can we help?
Right.
What can we do?
Right. And what can they do? Where do we want them to go? What number can they call for Rush, for the Road Home program, for Ryan?
If they go to roadhomeprogram.org, just Google it. Then go on the website, just fill out the contact sheet. Then we'll get you pointed in the right direction. It's just awesome to go there to the Road Home program. Google that, Road Home, ROAD, home, the Road Home. Because it's not just Rush University is not just doing an amazing job just servicing and helping veterans with the service dogs, but there's so many different programs that are there for veterans, because a thing that a lot of people aren't aware of is that a lot of veterans don't want to go to the VA. It's not cool to be at the VA for the younger vets. So and
there's a lot of hours spent waiting there. Trust me, I've been there before. Yeah.
So there's some Kat. We're like 20 minutes in, and let's switch gears here.
Okay, because we're gonna have some guests here in about 10 more minutes.
The real Rick Ross.
They're coming on. They're going to be coming on in about 10 minutes.
And I met him this summer at the High Park Fest briefly. I just really admired him because, he's world known, but yet he was out there in the streets, hand to hand, shaking hands, kissing babies, promoting his book on the streets, taking pictures and everything. Mm-hmm. And I really commend that and admire that happened.
Oh, I know. And I was fortunate enough to meet him this summer as well. He's friends with a former NFL player that I know. And so I was introduced to him on a couple different occasions. I saw him during Super Bowl week. He was at a couple different parties, and he's really, really smart. He is so savvy, business-wise. He gets it. He gets out there. He's gonna make money no matter what situation he's in, and he's in a situation now where he can make money for the good. He's giving back. He's doing everything he can. We'll let him talk about it, but F word, Freeway. There's
Freeway Rick Ross.
Real Rick Ross.
Just to give a little quick backdrop before it gets on here, there's an awesome movie called Kill the Messenger, a phenomenal movie which is based upon the story of Rick Ross, where this reporter was investigating in the 80s, he started investigating, why were these drug dealers getting busted, but then they were basically, guilty until proven innocent, and so they would never, some of the guys that actually be found innocent, they were getting any of their money back, or their jewels or things, or their houses. They would just still take it. They didn't get it back. And so he started investigating, and that's how he uncovered that Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross at that time, they were doing close to $2-3 million a day.
I know.
And drugs, and then they end up. So for him to live that life and to turn around now to want to help people in the community and sharing that story of really coming from the heart of hey, don't do this, don't go this route. I feel that's just super duper amazing.
No, it really is. He's being able to get out there because so many people look up to him because of what he did accomplish. But he's turning it around and going, yeah, but I did this, but you can accomplish this without the illegal part of it. And so he's teaching people how to empower themselves, how to get into industries that are extremely lucrative, social acceptance, community help, all of that. And you know what, before we go further too, I want to shout out, because thank you, Joe Savino. Thank you, Jim Bell. Jim is our producer. He's been really helpful, keeping me on track, making sure I get on the air on time, and pokes me to tell me to be done talking pretty soon and everything. But Joe Savino, he's the man. He's Armed Radio Global. He is we're going to be getting out there. We're going to want everybody to go onto our shared pages, and we're going to get so much coverage on everything that we're talking about. All the other shows, contact us. Get a hold of Toriano, the Wolf Keeper, or Catwoman, myself, and talk to us about, getting some ad play. We'll talk to you about that. We'll get you on the air with Joe. He's got Joe Rocks. The show that was on before us, Toriano, I want you to catch her. Her name is Maria. She's got a show called What's the Story with Maria. I love listening.
Maria.
I once knew a girl named Maria. Yeah. And, I love just listening to her because she is so New York. I love it. And, I'm so Minnesotan. So it's always fun. But they've got some great shows. They've got Something to Consider, Catrice Barnes. And Catrice, was one of the writers for SNL. So we've got great company that we are on the air with, and Armed Radio
all day,
Global
every day,
all day. Music, play, talk.
I was silent for a while there. I was paying attention, but I was multitasking.
That's good because usually it's women that have to do the multi stuff. What?
You know what I did?
What did you do?
What I'd done.
What did you do?
This is what I done did.
What's that?
I'm posting on my Facebook page right now.
Nice. And a
picture
of
Toriano and the real Rick Ross.
Oh my gosh, really? You've got one of the two of you?
Because see, I knew you. I heard your judgment voice, and you were like, he didn't meet him last summer.
I would not. No, I don't have a judgment. I don't have a judgment voice. I have what my kids call my. Oh my gosh, what do they call it? My opinionated face.
I'm joking.
Oh my God! Don't make your opinionated face, Mom. Like if my food's not good at a restaurant, no. But I always want to return stuff. I can't wait to see it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, boom. Yeah, so go out there to Toriano Sanzoni Facebook page, and you can see a picture. That's Toriano Sanzoni, the one and only. You can see a picture of me and the real Freeway Rick Ross.
Dang! I love it. Let me look. I'm looking. Let me see.
There's that voice
look
again.
At you. Look at you.
Let me see.
Look at, he's holding your book, too. Did you give him one?
We swapped books.
You did a book swap. I like that.
We did a book swap. I loved it. It was two authors hanging out, talking about dog training and his past life.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have him, go, oh my God, yeah, I read your book. And, I think that would just be, that is so cool. Look at that.
I'm just tripping the fact that I got a chance to meet Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, last summer, and then I just did a seminar with Oliver North. It's just, life is amazing.
Isn't it? I know.
Life is amazing.
And I'm also liking how you rock the pink shirt. I got to tell you, we're looking really good. Everybody.
Are you making fun of my pink shirt?
No, I'm liking it. I'm
liking it?
Yes,
you
I
like
really
it?
do. Not many guys can wear it and get away with it. But no, everybody looks so nice. We all cleaned up good. The party bus was. Hey,
the party bus.
Did anybody get our books back?
You know what? The party bus is still a little MIA.
No. I'm not going to say. Don't
worry.
They better. Yeah, I got those signed.
I got you.
or I'm going to pout. Otherwise, we're going to have to go see Oliver North again and have him give us some other ones.
I would definitely hang out with Oliver. That just super duper. I mean, you got a chance to hang out with a lieutenant colonel. Like, that's just. Life is so amazing, so great. So, Kat.
Yes.
Before we bring Freeway Ricky Ross on, let's talk about next event, Cinco de Mayo.
Oh my gosh, yes. Cinco de Mayo is going to be just crazy, muy caliente, because it'll be in Chicago. Can we, call it Chicago for the Cinco de Mayo party?
We can definitely spell it however you like.
Thank you.
Don't you worry.
I need to hashtag that. I should hashtag that because I made that word up, I think. And then
that's your word. You own that word.
That's right. I own that word. When I realized that the bars are open till 5 a.m, in Cabo, it was Chicago.
Right.
And everybody's. I mean, so you live there, but one thing that I've noticed, whenever I've gone there, everywhere you go, everybody is so nice.
Really?
Yes. Everybody, they're helpful. Or maybe I just have that stupid lost vacant look on my face or something. They feel sorry for me. I don't know.
I think you're so extra friendly. I think that's what it is.
I'm nice to everybody, even when I shouldn't be.
You're Minnesota nice.
Well, no, actually I'm not, because Minnesota nice is kind of passive aggressive. It's not real. Don't you think? It really is. I like your shoes, and then turn around and go, ew. But no, it's not. It really is.
So you are admitting that you were just joking about my pink shirt. You really didn't like it.
No, I said I'm not. No.
You hit me with the Minnesota passive aggressiveness.
No.
Are you sure?
I promise. No, I'm not Minnesota nice. I'm just nice. That's me. I'm
nice.
I'm real
You're always
nice.
Smiling. I like that. You're always smiling. You're always happy.
I have a friend named Sam, and I'm going to tell Rick, because Sam is a good friend of Rick's, and his nickname for me is Happy Kathy. That's what he calls me all the time.
Kathy.
He's always like, "Hey, Happy Kathy, how you doing?"
I can see that.
Yeah.
Happy Kathy. Happy Cat.
Happy Cat. What kind of dog is that?
That's the Doberman.
That's the Doberman. Upstairs Doberman?
Doberman doing its thing, protecting and guarding my dwelling.
I'm wondering, where are the guests? Let's see.
We're waiting for the guests?
We are waiting for the guests. Now, okay, so talk a little bit more while I'm shooting a text over, just to make sure we get them. Let's see here. Talk a little bit more about Cinco de Mayo. Let's get some more interest. What we're going to be, inviting some major celebrities to this thing. But tell a little bit about what your ideas are. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? What are you going to wear?
Well, the goal of Cinco de Mayo is to continue to raise money for the veterans. We're just, that's my aunt asked me, she listened to the radio show last week and said, "What's the purpose of this show? What are you guys doing?" And I would say...
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Kathy, this is Hayes. I'm about to merge Rick and Bo in.
All right, thank you.
Yup.
about. They want to know why it's taking so long to roll out the social equity program.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, is this Bonita?
Yes. How are you?
Nice to meet you. This is Kathy. I'm good. Toriano, are you here?
How you doing, Toriano, the Wolf Keeper?
The Wolf Keeper. Where's my Freeway Ricky?
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, sweetheart. I miss you. Get back here to Minneapolis.
Likewise. Freeway Ricky, how you doing, sir? Well, you? Oh, man, I'm feeling super blessed. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I know you're super busy promoting and running around. I see and hear you, like, everywhere. So congratulations on everything.
Wait, Rick.
Thank you.
Wait until you hear this. You've met Toriano before.
Forever.
Chicago.
We met. You were out working super hard at the Hyde Park block party, and you and I, we swapped books. I gave you my dog training book, and you gave me your book. You sure did. I remember. Yeah,
he just posted a picture of the two of you. So that's pretty nice. Somebody's got some kind of weird echo sound. Toriano, is that you?
No, not me.
No, it's probably me because I'm driving. I'm on my Bluetooth. Let me take it off of speaker.
Yeah, you need to be careful, young lady.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, much better. Well, okay. So I'm really excited to meet you, and I wanna learn about your program, Bonita. I want to hear about the oh gosh, I just went blank. Women Above Ground. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Women Above Ground, and it's also Indica, which is the National Diversity and Inclusion Cannabis Alliance. So Indica, NDICA.
Listen to Toriano.
That's a cool name.
It's a very cool name. And you,
thank you.
You're beautiful. I saw your pictures and I was just like, wow. To be a beautiful woman in a man's world is a good thing because you're strong, you're smart, and you're going to take control. Freeway, I'm so sorry, but can we ask Bonita a little bit? I want to hear how you two met. What are you guys doing? What's going on?
We trying to make a difference in the world. Trying to help the people. And it seems like everybody else is giving up.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying we're trying to help the people that it seems like everybody else either forgets about or want to forget about. And, we just want to be a voice for those people to know that somebody has their back and that they can stand up, and they don't have to take it laying down.
No, that's great.
And Ricky, yeah. I totally commend you because it would probably had to be close to, 8,000 people out there. And you were out there promoting your book, taking the time to talk to people, shaking people's hands, and I was super impressed by that because sometimes people talk the talk, but out in the streets and shaking hands and actually letting people meet you, that to me, that spoke values.
Yeah, well, I think that's a lost art, so often right now with us, especially in America, nobody wants to recognize anybody else. They don't want to give anybody else time unless there's something in it for them. And I believe that, that it's good for us to give other people times and pay attention to other people's needs and desires and wants.
Right. Nope. Completely, and they don't like to see you. They don't like to see you succeed either.
They don't. Yeah. That's kind of how me and Bo hooked up. We met at an event here in Rock, and the problem that we were having was that we knew that they were going to be doing licenses, but nobody would give us any information on, what was going on and how it was going to be going. And it was like playing three-card Molly. Which card is it under? You find out which card. The hand is quicker than the eyes. And we needed somebody that could pin the ball down and let us know which card it was under. And that's how I hooked up with Bo. And I'm really glad that I did, because he's made the process a lot easier to tie down where it's going and what date is going to be the date, and just took the mystery out of it.
So where can people find you guys on Facebook? Like, where should they look right now?
They can go to the National Diversity and Inclusion Cannabis Alliance, Indica page, and then we also have a website, which is it's the Indica, which is THENDICA.org, and they can get information on the social equity program. Because in LA, we have a social equity program that was implemented months ago, and the problem is they don't have enough staffing. And Kat Packer, who was one of our founding members of Indica before she went to the city, she's been trying to spearhead this and, handle all the licensing and all these applications that are coming in. And LA being the biggest market in the world, it's a difficult task. So there's a staff of 3 handling thousands of applications.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. So they haven't even got around to the social equity applicants yet. And that's where, this is a big deal for us, because it's going to change our community. Because for the first time in history, you'll have people of color controlling a major industry, a $1 billion industry. So this is a huge deal. And the thing about it is, we threw an event about a month ago in Watts to inform the communities about what was going on and the opportunities to get licensing.
Right.
Because it's millions of dollars to get into the industry, and most people can't afford that.
No.
Most people of color can't afford that. And ultimately, we have to inform them so they know that this is out there. Because I was shocked that people did not even know about this social equity plan, which means they would have been left out. And so the great thing about the social equity plan is that for every general license that is issued, they have to issue 2 to persons that come from those zip codes that were affected by the war on drugs.
Oh, wow.
So these communities that were decimated because of the manufactured, failed war on drugs that was targeted towards people of color, especially, in South LA, a city like Watts and things like that, Compton, it's basically like reparation, and it's well deserved that they give, people of color this opportunity. But if they don't know about it, how are they supposed to take advantage of it?
Right.
So, this is what we're doing with Indicas. We're really focusing right now on, we represent diversity and inclusion, period. But right now, because it's so crucial, and we have a certain window of time to get applicants in, we've been focusing on just really spreading the word, assisting with, investors coming in to help fund these social equity applicants, getting them positioned, getting them educated on, how to run a business. Because the first tier to qualify is they have to be low income. They have to come from a zip code that was, affected by the war on drugs. And they also have to hire 50% of their employees from that neighborhood, and they have to have a cannabis conviction. So now it's a benefit to actually have a conviction, a drug conviction.
Wow. So
yeah,
it's like a re-entry program of sorts. When you look at it that way, it's like, okay, we're going to help you get to the next step of your life. Is what it sounds like. You get out and let's make it better for you and help you. I love that. Because so many people get out with convictions, they don't have a chance,
Yeah, they can barely get jobs.
Right.
Let's own a business.
Oh my gosh.
It's so again, it's in a way, it's a form of reparations to the communities, because ultimately this will be able to circulate, monies in the communities that so need it.
Mm-hmm.
And create generational wealth for families that, would never be able to have that.
Well, I have a question for you. So what's going through my mind is, do you get any blowback from that as far as people saying like, well, it's this already repressed neighborhood, and now they're selling cannabis? That you have any critics come after you?
Of course, yeah. Rick and I did an interview about a month ago that aired in D.C. and Maryland, and they just attacked us. The callers were like calling us the devil, and we're trying to ruin their communities, and we're going to create, a bunch of drug addicts, and they don't want legalization. They weren't understanding the point that, first of all, people are already smoking weed, and they're not understanding the medicinal benefits of cannabis, and they're not understanding that it's going to change their communities for the better. It will put money in those communities. It'll help the schools. It'll create parks. It'll create, it'll create an economy that will uplift those communities that will hit hardest. So, yeah, there's a lot of blowback on this whole situation. And then you get the white people that think it's unfair that, that we have a social equity program.
Oh.
They don't think that, we should have licensing.
Good grief.
Wow. So
Yeah.
it's doubled up there because that's a very controlled industry. It's not easy to get in there, correct?
Oh, listen, it's like less than 1% per people of color.
Mm-hmm.
It's been that way. And if left up to them, they would keep it that way.
So how can I get you guys up? I mean, can you get up to Flint, Michigan? I've got some friends that are in that business, and they're opening up dispensaries and everything. But I mean, is that going on there too?
Where?
Flint, Michigan?
Flint?
Yep.
No, we are actually going to introduce the social equity plan in Flint, Detroit and Flint. So we're talking with city officials now, and we're throwing an event there on June 3rd.
Wow. Oh, I would love to introduce you to some people that I know that are in that industry right now.
Well, yeah. Well, exactly. And that's the whole thing is that we're really trying to create a situation where underground growers and cultivators and underground, dealers will now be legal. They can now legally be in the industry.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. What's amazing is that a lot of these guys don't even want to be involved. They're like, oh, no, too much paperwork. I'd rather stay underground. Are you kidding me? You're going to go to jail.
Right. And this is your way to do it legally, make a living, and, stay out of jail, and also help provide jobs.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Yeah,
and
but when you have them playing like three-card Molly where they don't know which way to turn and which way to go, it gets frustrating to some of these guys because they've never had that run a real business. All that stuff has been, work hard, treat people right, do the right things, and you do well. So now when you put the politics in it, it gets frustrating for some people.
Right.
oh, yeah.
Because I've been there.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Because just the application process is very, very difficult. I mean, it's not like you just go in and fill an application like a job application. This application requires experts because they're going to ask you for like a diversity plan, a community action plan. You're going to have a community liaison. You're going to have an R&D plan. You know what I mean? So, most people, like even myself, that's overwhelming to me. So you can imagine people that have never ever run a legal business to even, try to put together things like that, or they don't even know where to go to get that done.
Wow.
They don't know how to, go to the consultants that actually handle these kind of applications, things like that. So, there's a lot of education that's needed as well, and a lot of guidance and a lot of management. That Indica will be happy to, provide.
So I'm going to jump in here too because you just mentioned a couple of things, and Rick, this is a little bit of my background, but the financial literacy part of it that's going to go with, all of a sudden you're making some good money, and now do things, set yourself up for retirement, take care of your family. I mean, are there plans for something like that? Because I definitely would be interested in putting a team together for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're working with Recycling Black Dollars. They have a literacy educational platform, and then we also have an educational platform that deals with like Business 101, accounting, all that, just so that they'll know the basics. I know that we're not going to. It's not like overnight we're going to be able to teach, these people how to run a business, but we will have like a maintenance educational course as well.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And work closely with them, because you're so right. I mean, financial literacy is like so key here.
Oh, completely. I mean, well, like with a lot of the athletes that I've known and worked with in the past. I mean, with that, I mean, all of a sudden you come into a large amount of money and you blow it. So, I mean, definitely want to be able to make sure that, I mean, that's a part that they just realize is like, no, you don't have to. You can invest it over here. You can do this with it over here. And I think...
Exactly. Diversify.
Yes, exactly. Oh, my gosh. I love what you guys are doing. So tell me, what is your next event? I think I saw something in April.
April will be in Atlanta, but we are going to have another event in about 2 weeks here because, again, even the event we did last month, we still have so much more work to do as far as outreach and, educating people on what the social equity plan is and that it's really out there. So we're going to have another event in a couple weeks here in Atlanta because they just decriminalized. And I don't know if you know, but Killer Mike and T.I. are on the Cannabis Commission in Atlanta.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Toriana, what's going on in Chicago? Anything illegal there?
You know what? We just got a huge cannabis dispensary not too far. I mean, I'm listening to this. It's like such a fascinating world because I've had some clients when I was in California that were, this one woman that I met, she broke it down like, that it's a science to even setting these stores up, like what goes into the store. So I can only imagine, trying to break into that, and you're a person of color also, because everyone that I know that has dispensaries are white. So I don't know of any black-owned dispensaries, so I can only imagine,
I do.
because even then, you do.
I do. Mm-hmm.
In Chicago?
Not in Chicago, but actually, I'm sorry, in Michigan. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I know in Chicago, they're definitely done in Chicago because they put up so many barriers in Illinois. It's ridiculous.
Chad is like I do. Of course you do, Chad. Of course you know, but he's like I do.
Oh,
but
where I
was going with that is that it's because I can only imagine the stigma of like, oh, you're black and you're opening up a dispensary, so you're probably doing other illegal things on top of that. Have you? I know you said you got some blowback from that, but that has to be. I mean, Rick, is that affecting you at all? Is people like saying, why are you even involved with this? How are you getting
right with your background? What are they saying to you?
Well, having the money is a big issue too. Here in LA. I need $7 to $8 million. So that's been the main barrier that's going to keep most black people out of it because we're the most unemployed people in this country, and we don't have no what is it called, residual income that our people have left us with. We don't have any rich family members. So with most of us, that's the barrier that we have. So with the social equity coming in, that's just a blessing. To have the opportunity to get in from the social equity standpoint.
Right.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have any way of getting into a business that my past skills made perfectly suitable.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Last time I think a little bit.
Rick, are you there?
In and out a little bit.
Hello?
Hey, are you there?
There he is.
There you are.
There he is. Ricky, are you there?
Hello? Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Okay.
You didn't hear me?
Rick? Yeah.
You faded out.
Are you there?
You couldn't hear me?
No.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
I
Yeah.
hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying that with the cost of getting into the industry right now being so high, that it knocks most people, especially people people of color out of the box, because not only do we not have the $7 million to the $10 million to get in, but we're the most unemployed people in this country right now. So it makes the barrier almost impossible for us to climb. And without the social equity, it would have definitely knocked us out of the industry that a lot of us have played a role in for years and years.
Yeah, and paid the price, for war on drugs. I mean, you have, a lot of black men and Latino men that went to prison for years over plants that now, people are making billions of dollars from.
It's amazing.
So what's the ultimate goal? If you could wave a magic wand, what's the ultimate goal for the organization?
Well, I've been doing this for about 3 years, and I've been doing it since, at a time where I wasn't very popular because they didn't want to hear about diversity in cannabis,
Right.
So I had to fight my way through a lot of that, and, that's why I started Women Above Ground, because I noticed that there was not any organization that was representing, women of color in the industry. And, every time I'd go to an event, I'm seeing all these white women and, white men, and it's just, it was ridiculous. And I said, because our people paid the price for the war on drugs, this didn't make any sense to me. And that's where Indica came in, because ultimately I knew that we needed broader representation, because black men are probably the most underrepresented part of the cannabis industry. But then yet they were such a big force in the underground, end of the game. So it was real important that, they were represented. And so ultimately that's where Indica comes in, because again, if I had a magic wand, it would be as simple as saying, we need equity and we need ownership in this industry, and we need a lot of it. And we want this to run smoothly. We want these social equity plans, to basically roll out in a way that, that makes sense, because Oakland has had a social equity plan for over a year. And do you know that they had not issued one license out of 100 applicants? Not one went to a person of color.
Whoa.
So now one of our board members is Lenise Martin. She is the founder of the Hood Incubator, and she is now the cannabis commissioner up in Oakland. So
Nice.
She's getting things rolling now.
That's what it takes.
Yes.
It's definitely what it takes.
So what kind of economic advantage does I'm a person of color, I'm here on the west side of Chicago, hypothetically speaking, if Chicago was to grant me one, what kind of money are we talking about here?
You mean as far as revenue?
Correct. Is there any...
Yeah. It depends on if you're, just owning a dispensary, or if you're in a cultivation and a dispensary. Like here, we have a micro license, which means that you'll be able to have 3 licenses, which means you can have a dispensary, a cultivation, and a manufacturing or distribution license. So in a situation like that, you're talking about making, anywhere from 10 to 20 million a year, if not more, depending on your location.
Okay. So is that something, too, then are those funds then dispersed back to the community somehow? Or is it, because people are working with the organization?
Well, yeah, the thing about it is that with these, within the applications, you have to have, community action plan of, how you plan to give back to the community. And then also they're requiring the applicant to also hire 50% of all employees from their communities.
Perfect. We lost.
Create empowerment in communities. You have to give people hope. You have to. If you don't give them hope, you know what? They just don't care.
They don't. They don't. I mean, if they can see it, and they've got somebody out there talking about it and getting them educated. I mean, that's half the battle right there. They don't know about it. I mean, there is no hope.
Right. Exactly. You know, and like Rick said, you know, it's again, even if you know about it, if you don't have a system in really like understanding how to roll this out and how, you know, to get your applications done, you know, how to set up your business, how to find your real estate, you know, because that's another big issue that we have, a lack of real estate here. So, you know, all those things, I mean, you know, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big feat. I'm not trying to minimize, you know, how large this, you know, is I would say, feat it's going to be, because it is. It's a huge situation right now, and that's why we have to support Kat Packer, who's our commissioner here in LA. We have to support her in making it successful. You know, because to have a successful model here means that we can roll it out all around the country. Because you have places like Baltimore and Detroit and Flint and Atlanta and Newark that need this, because you have a high population of people of color. That will all get left out if there is not a social equity plan. Because ideally, it should be a one-to-one, you know, in every city.
Yeah.
So for every issue, you know, general license of issues, there should be one going to a person of color in those communities that come from those communities that were hardest hit.
Exactly. Wow, I know I can speak for Toriano too, but we are happy to help in whatever way that we can to help you get the word out. To also, I know Toriano. I think we've got to wrap it up here in a second, but we want to invite you to our Cinco de Mayo party that Toriano's having down in Chicago. On guess what the date is? Cinco de Mayo, right?
Good to me.
But we want to personally invite you both, and you know, some guests. But we would love to bring even more awareness with anything that we do for you too.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be great,
you guys. If you could come. Yeah, because I mean, something like this. I mean, a lot of it is just, you know, I've been in business myself, running dog businesses, and I see it even in
Wrap it up.
My industry.
Hey, you guys. I'm so sorry, but we got to go. This has been so great. Rick, you there?